Hi Libra, welcome to your reading for Gemini season. This season, we are in an air sign, such as yourself. And we will have a Mercury retrograde, I would say closer to Cancer season. But for some, you may feel it a few weeks prior. So we will still be definitely in the middle of Gemini season by then. So I feel this reading is going to be more about communication and how to approach it. And maybe the luck you're going to have with it. Alrighty, Libra. Now, I'm trying to do a past, present, and future read. So we're going to do 3 rows. All right. So let's say for most of you, this is your past. The past is reflecting on a relationship that I think had a lot of potential. And it's a relationship that I feel probably ended a lot sooner than it was supposed to, or there was a sense that like things didn't come off the ground. Because we have 2 pages here, you have the Page of Wands, Page of Swords, you have air and fire here. I feel that there was a lack of maybe seeing eye to eye or not being able to have consideration for the other person in this relationship. Okay. I do feel like it's a past relationship because, I started noticing this in the 7 of Pentacles card. This guy is basically investing, he's harvesting, he's waiting for, his pentacles to grow, right? So it's like someone who's investing and expecting to get more out of whatever they're investing. But you have this girl up here, and I feel like, lately I started seeing it this way. This looks like, a ghost. A ghost. And between this relationship here not being of existence really anymore, with a page that's reversed, this is a relationship from the past that I feel like is still very haunting you right now. Or lately, it has been. Okay, we're going to see what the present holds, but I feel like that's been the theme with this specific person. Or it could be multiple people, or like you're starting to see a theme perhaps in your relationships of like things always transpiring in this way. But there is a reflection at least on one specific relationship, at least one. Okay. And it could be maybe shoulda, woulda, couldas kind of attitude. Wishing things would be different, what you would change if you had the opportunity to change them, what went wrong. Maybe it's also blame on the other person, what they should have done. It's a lot of different things. And I think that's what the 7 of Pentacles represents. It's ruminating on the what ifs. Okay. So, I should probably, let me flip these right here. So we have 6 of Swords, we have Knight of Cups in the reverse, we have 8 of Cups. And to me, this is finally maybe being balanced for the first time emotionally and mentally. Okay? We are not really, we're finding the strength to, I think, forge ahead rather than looking back. So if you find yourself in a space where you finally feel like you can breathe, take advantage of it. Gemini season will do that. Okay? And the full moon will be in Sagittarius. So, by the full moon that we had in Scorpio, I think from then till now, your mind has slowly been allowing you to move in a different direction when it comes to ruminating on this relationship. And instead being able to maybe accept things for what they are and being able to officially move ahead. Because look, the 8 of Cups and the 6 of Swords are both walking in the same direction. All right. Whereas in the top row, you have the Page of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles also facing the same direction. All right. So what you thought was right may actually have been wrong. So you're now taking a separate direction. You're moving towards the left here. Okay, you're exiting, right? Don't they say like, actually, no, never mind. I was going to say a quote. I don't think it has to do with what I'm saying. So yeah, so you finally find the strength to just let something be, let it go, and you're going on a different path. All right. Now, what's interesting to me, hold on. Okay, we got a lot of cards here. Let me leave it here. The Three of Cups is right here, right? So you are reflecting on perhaps past relationships. Maybe if it's not relationships, it could be chances with a specific person in a relationship. Maybe, thinking of the good times or the times that could have been had or the ones that were at some point. And I can't help but feel that some of you feel pulled or tied to this specific person. That could be the need of wanting to let go and get out, but it is, at the same time, what I'm trying to say is here, I'm noticing a lot of different things. So try to keep up, right? The Gemini season has me like really all over the place, and I'm a Gemini moon. So I'm seeing so many things at once here. Because you're going this way, I wouldn't be surprised if whatever it is that makes you feel like you're being haunted or tied to this person or this relationship or this pattern or whatever it is, you need to figure it out, what it is specifically. It's also making you split. Because half of you wants to leave, the other half really wants to take whatever strength you have and go in the direction that I think the past has always been pushing you to go or to reflect on. So there's a want of wanting to just let things go. And then I think there's also a need or a pull to kind of figure whatever this is and why it has such an effect on you. And perhaps when you figure that out, maybe then you can be free of it. But for now, it's like you can't, no matter what you try to do or who you try to get involved with, it's like it never goes the way you want. And instead it forces you to have to face something or to have to reflect on something or to have to be like real and honest with yourself about something, aware of something. You get it. So it's like a push and pull. And I hate that for you, Libra, because that's always the case. That's why you're so indecisive. This push and pull all the time that you find yourself in the middle of. But that's what the scale is. You are the stand that holds both pillars. So yeah, you are going to feel pulled, push and pulled, weighed on, and all the time. You have to learn to kind of go with it and give yourself enough time and grace to allow the scales to eventually balance out and be where they got to be. And then from there, you can make your decision. But right now, you're really hellbound. You got to figure whatever this thing is. I feel as if, right? Let's go into the future here. There's something that I feel if you're being pulled to this person, this relationship, or this pattern, whatever you find yourself in, it's for a reason. There is something you're missing. There is some sort of clarity about yourself that you are missing. And it could be a truth that perhaps I don't think you're ready to handle or accept yet. I say this because internally you feel bound to this. We have the Devil here, okay? We have the Queen of Swords here. We have the Three of Wands in the reverse here. We have the Temperance in the reverse here. And it's like you need to make peace with either a decision to be able to let it go, or you need to make peace with the fact that you probably feel something is off or you're not ready for it and you have to risk accepting it in your life. Like, I feel like there's no other way around it. Okay? Either you make the decision to unlearn and not learn something and not know how life could be and just do the best that you can, or you can take the risk and allow whatever outcome to not define you. It doesn't have to be scary. The welcoming of something that I feel can bring a lot of change doesn't have to be scary, but instead it could be something that you need to have or need to go through. But you keep wasting time denying opportunities that I feel like keep coming to you. Maybe that's what ruminating on this past is. You keep denying opportunities, therefore you feel a loss. And it could be the fear of whatever these opportunities present itself to you. It could be fear of the unknown. It could be fear of lack of control. It could be, it's just something that I don't know if it seems too good to be true, or perhaps you feel like you're not deserving of these things. So you sabotage all the time. It's just easier to be in the depth or in this prison of sorrow, if you will, rather than seeing the outcome of something and not having that control. Does that make sense, Libra? I don't know. That's what I feel here. And the Empress in the bottom of the deck is you. You and Taurus share this card. This is all about just being in the present and being graceful and allowing things to easily come to you. The thing is that whatever you fear of, that I feel you are deserving of, it's meant for you. The only person who takes away those opportunities is you, nobody else. Because it seems that these cups, no matter what, this little girl here, this ghost, if you will, it keeps coming around. The Chariot indicating to me that you're bound by this. This is a Cancer card. So you may feel more like this in Cancer season. Because you keep sabotaging these opportunities, because it's not Temperance here helping you out. It's you taking away and not seizing, opportunities in something that could be really beneficial for you. It keeps you bound. It keeps you stuck. It makes you feel like, again, it's like this prison of sorrow here. It's a comfort zone. And you need to break away from that. Because I'm telling you, by Cancer season, you're going to feel the depths of whatever this despair is. I would say times 3. 1, 2, 3. Look, 3 cups, 3 cups, 3 cups. 3 is very significant for you. Some of you can be born on the 3rd. Some of you can be born on the 30th. Some of you can, I don't know. Maybe this is representative of patterns in your relationships. There could be a pattern of 3 here, right? Look, the Empress is card number 3. I'm telling you that depth of despair is going to be times 3 by Cancer season. So you have the option to, burn down whatever trajectory or wall or self-limiting beliefs or mindset that you impose on yourself over and over again. I mean, at some point, if this is a pattern and you know what I'm talking about, and let me know in the comments, when is enough enough? Let me be real. Let me be that Aries friend for you who is the polar opposite of you. When is enough going to be enough? Because at some point, you got to put yourself first. Stop thinking that finding peace means that it comes from someone else. It doesn't. I know that's how you see things because you are considered a societal zodiac sign, so you're about relationships with others. But as someone who's number 1 in the zodiac and only knows relationships as a self-habiting thing, you don't have to be codependent on other people to feel at peace. Gemini season is meant to show you that. You have to learn to put your needs first as far as doing what's best for you. Not selfishly, but more for your well-being, for your health. Okay? For spirituality, for peace, for love. For all of the good things that you want to have, that you've expected to have in your life and you haven't had yet because you feel like the world is against you. When in actuality, it's your own world and you're against it. You're against the things that you want. You're against having love and peace and harmony in your own world. No one does that but you. And you will find that out in Gemini season. Gemini season is when you see that you're the one in control of the scales. No one else. You are. So stop with the self-sabotaging, Libra. Whether that's a mindset, whether that feels the need to please other people, I don't care how you do it. Just stop it. Just stop it. The world is not out to get you. Okay? You don't have the worst luck in the world. You're not facing demons. Like, it's just you and all the BS you put in your mind. What you think of, you're creating in your reality, Libra. See, you and Gemini are so good at manifesting the type of person that people either want or expect you to be. Geminis are good mimickers of personalities. They'll do it to fit themselves in a situation or to strive ahead. You do it because you want to be liked. You mold your personality to please others, and you also do it when you want to charm the pants off of someone because it will benefit you later. So why not do good for yourself because you love yourself more than the other person, and then you'll start to see that the love you have for yourself will eventually spread to everyone else, where you don't have to consciously have to think of someone else over you. It starts with the self first before it reaches everyone else, not the other way around. I think once you can kind of understand that, things really do get a lot easier. The push and pull kind of dies out a little bit. Because once you comprehend that, things do flip. And this is the outcome of it. You finally move. There's nothing in your way. You're not bound by any kind of story or any fantasy or prison of sorrow you keep in your mind, right? The universe starts working out in your favor. And the past just kind of stays back there. They hold no power or importance to you. And love is there for you because you found love within self. You know, this is a Gemini card. Geminis represent the lovers in the tarot, and as we know, Gemini is duality. But that love is not just two separate people. It's the two parts of us that create the whole. It's loving yourself wholly, not you and someone else. It's you and you, Libra. It's loving the great parts of yourself as well as the bad ones. And how do you love the bad ones? It's pretty simple. You accept what those bad qualities are and be able to use it more intentionally that can best be justified. So if someone deserves it because it's justifiable, like I'm talking about like really harming someone or someone going out of their way to harm someone else, like using that power for justice is the way you can take the bad parts of you that you're ashamed of and use it towards something good for humanity, for society, for your loved ones. Only using it when appropriate. And that's what Gemini is really good at. Like, again, they're great mimickers, but they only adjust to people's personalities when appropriate. As a Gemini moon, I can surely and honestly say that when I react emotionally, it's not me I'm reacting as. It's the people that come to my mind the second the disrespect comes in or just any kind of negative force I'm dealt with. It's like instantly I think of someone who would react appropriately to the situation, and I just embody that personality. It's second nature. I only realized that I'm like this year. Seriously. And it's a great gift to have. Because I'm not bound by just one reactivity. I have multiple people that I can exude when necessary. So you have to take those parts of you and learn to filtrate them in appropriate scenarios. And then you can be able to control yourself better and pick the best versions of you to exude more often in and control the ones that you don't want to creep out of the shadows. Make sense? So a lot of it is mind over matter, but it will get a little murky by Cancer season. That's why I'm saying, like, allow yourself the grace to break out of the self-sabotaging, because by Cancer season, if you don't do that, you're forced to have to deal with the depth of despair times 3. 3 is your number, Libra. Gemini season, which is also interesting because Gemini is 3rd in the zodiac. If you're seeing a lot of 3s, it's for a reason. Look into it. I'm not going to tell you what that is. I'm still learning numerology and what that is in relation to. But I would definitely look into it. And then we have the 10 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So everything that I said about getting yourself out of this prison of sorrow and being able to be more logical and just breaking free of expectations and principles that you expect other people to fulfill instead of your own, you will be broken out of this. And this is rigidity here. Ooh, see? Ooh, Libra, right? You don't want to go through this anymore. I think what's going to break out of this, actually, let me put the 3 of Swords in reverse. What breaks out of this for you is actually, that light that the Hermit card holds. This is something that has been around for a very long time for you already. And I feel that that little glimmer of light will definitely reach you to the 10 of Pentacles. It will take time, but this is here for you. This is yours. How you view your life to look when it comes to love, family, partnership, success, finance, stability, it's there for you. But you got to learn how to love yourself as a whole before being able to provide all of this for someone else. Got lots of 10s, completion here. Okay, so it's entirely up to you. You can either live in this because it's comfortable and that's all you know, or you can strive. Look at that. You can strive for stability, but it's going to take consistency and a lot of hard work. It's not going to be easy, Libra. This mindset is not something get rid of the expectation that because you think of something and you realize it once, that it's going to stay with you forever. No, this is a practicing thing. Having to get yourself out of all of this is something you have to practice. It's not something that appears once and voila, it's done, No, this is something that's going to take a lot of consistency here. This little glimmer of light is not enough for all of this. It needs to grow. You need to also get out of the depths of despair and the darkness. Remember, you had the devil here before. You have to figure your way out of this. Once you do, things will get better. You can manifest much easier, but it's going to take a lot of consistency before you can get here. Hold on. Again, bear with me. The Gemini moon is really active right now. Okay. Remember what I said earlier about being in 2 different paths here? Hold on. And where was it? Remember how all of these cards were facing right? Look, when you face this specific direction or you look at things one way, you're in this prison of sorrow. And to the point, I wouldn't be surprised if you also use pleasure or any form of indulgence to keep yourself here as well. But when all the cards are facing this one direction, this is what you experience. When you decide to walk away from something, both mentally and emotionally, and just letting things go and letting that self-sabotage go, you see progression. And I think that's great. The cards are all going in this direction here. Even the 10 of Wands here. Even the 8 of Pentacles. He's working. He's facing the left. The 10 of Wands, the left. Then you finally are able to get it. You can manifest better. Use your way. Use your charming skills to get the things that you want and network with people. Once you're able to do that, things turn around. Now you're facing the love of your life. And you're living easy. And if you're not with someone, then that's okay. This is what retirement looks like. The people you love are around you. You're not alone. All right? So this is legacy here. But you have to be able or have the will to really have the heart and the mind connected. And you're good at that. You are the god, goddess of love, but also of balance, justice, and reason. So the heart and mind can connect. They can be balanced. They can weigh almost the same. You're just going to have to find that balance. All right? Whew, Libra, that was a lot. The cards are everywhere. They're scattered everywhere. All right, let's pull out some Moonology cards here. All right, we have fear. Didn't I say that earlier? There are certain fears there are certain opportunities I think you're afraid to take because there's some fear behind maybe failure. There's fear that maybe you don't deserve it. Maybe it's fear of the unknown or fear that, putting your heart into something and it not panning out the way that you wanted it to and not wanting to find that out. It's a lot of things. However way that means to you, the fear is there. That's what keeps you in this, like I said, prison of sorrow, if you will. And we have protection. And we have the void. So again, this, a lot of people are getting darkness and void cards. And I'd say that definitely is towards Cancer season. You may feel, again, you're going to probably feel some despair. Even if you decide to accept the truth, of course, you're still going to feel something about it. But I think the difference is, you're finally going to grieve that, finally allow yourself the grace to process and release the fears, release, the potential failures and things not working out, as opposed to just keeping yourself locked in here, which I think will feel even more intense in Cancer season because you're already here. And then it's like, although you're pinned to the ground, it's like a whole flood comes in and you drown because you can't move. You can't get yourself out of this space. So not only are you stuck physically, you end up drowning because it becomes so heavy. It becomes, all that water flows in. What was dry land becomes an ocean. It's an ocean. It's kind of like, I get the sense of dying and waking up and then dying again. Imagine if you were immortal and you were put in a coffin or something and you're thrown into the ocean. So it's like you're dying and then you come back to life and then you're dying again. It's like this repeated pattern that you just can't get out of. And I'm telling you, you need to get out of it because you're going to be here. And no matter what pleasure principle you try to indulge in, it's never going to be enough. Face the fear. You are protected. You are guided. I think you realize that it's something that didn't seem as difficult until after you crossed it. And Sagittarius kind of had the same theme as well when it comes to being able to face something. And then once you face it, encounter it, it actually becomes much easier. It doesn't become difficult. All right, I'm going to leave that there, because I've been rambling a lot and it's been almost a half hour. All right, Libra, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments and I will see you Cancer season. Good luck. Bye.